Hello and welcome to Jazz Guitar Chord-melody Part 10. Hi, this is Mike Hayes, and before we get started, just a quick reminder that if this is the first video you've seen in the series, or if you'd like to do some catch-up work on some of the previous lessons, there's a link in the description below to all the previous Jazz Guitar Chord-melody lessons. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, so you'll be notified as soon as the next video in the series is available. In our last video, I finished up the session with a passing chord arrangement of Ode to Joy, and this arrangement featured the B section played as triads. So first up, we're going to take a look at just exactly what I did. So let's go to the B section, and what we'll do here is place a triad under each note. Remember that I'm using the triads that are found exclusively in the key of G. So again, this is a simple idea that's very easy to implement once you understand the underlying concept. So here we go. So under the first note, the note A, I'm going to play a triad that corresponds to that letter. In this instance, that would be the A minor triad. So, underneath the note A, I'm going to play an A minor triad. On to the next note, the note B, and there I'll place a B minor under the note B. The next note, G, we'll put a G triad under the G note. Into the second bar, the note A, so that's an A minor underneath the A note. On to the next note, the note B, that's B minor triad under that B note. Over to the next note, the note C, so we'll put a C triad underneath that C note. The next note, B, we'll place a B minor underneath the B note. Then over to the last note in the second bar, the note G, so that would be a G triad. Over to the third bar, the note A, and we'll put A minor underneath that note. The next note's B, so we'll place B minor underneath the B note. The next note C, so that's a C triad. The next note B, that's B minor. The next note A, that's A minor. And now to our last bar in the B section, we have the note G, so that's our G triad. Then we have the note A, that's an A minor, and then we have our transition chord. And under this note D, I'll be playing a D7th chord. Let's take a look at how that would look and sound. Here we go. Next, we'll add a new compositional device, and this is called the pedal tone. It's also known as pedal point or pedal note. The pedal tone creates a constant tone for your ear, which alters the way that the chords interact above the pedal tone. So it's basically like a drone note. And you can use any note as a pedal tone. However, usually the first and fifth are the most effective. And in our arrangement, we're going to use the fifth. And by that, I mean the fifth note in the key of G. That would be the note D. And by using the fifth as a pedal tone, I'm creating an increased sense of drama to the arrangement, because the additional tension created by the fifth that's wanting to resolve to the chord 1 is going to give that sense of underlying tension to the arrangement. Right then, before we apply this new resource to our arrangement, let's do a little bit of practicing with the triads and listening to the pedal D note under each triad. So here we go. I'm going to play all the triads in the key of G. I'm going to hold each triad for 2 beats, and I'm going to play the sequence through twice, and remembering we've got the open D pedal tone underneath each triad. Here we go. Here's the same exercise, only this time I'm playing the pedal tone in between the triads. When you're ready, try playing along with me. Again, the triads are held for 2 beats and I'm playing the chord sequence through twice. Right then, time to go back to our arrangement and try out the triads and pedal tones in the B section. I'm using the D7th suspended with an A bass as the transition chord. Remember, the transition chord is the last chord in the B section. Here we go. Now let's try the same idea with a different transition chord. This time I'll use a D9 with a C bass. Okay, could you hear that new transition chord? That's the chord we haven't used so far. And as we've said previously, a new chord gives us a new flavour or a new colour. And while we're talking about transition chords, how about we listen to the 4 types of transition chords that we've had so far? I'll play D7, then D7th with a C bass, D9 with a C bass, and then D7 suspended with an A bass. This will give you an idea of some of the options you have when it comes to transition chords. Keep in mind that all these chords are functioning as some type of coloration or variation of D7. I'm sure that you can hear each chord there has its own particular characteristics. Okay, let's go back once more and have a listen to the complete arrangement that I played in the previous video, only this time you'll know exactly what I'm up to when it gets to the bridge. that's where we're going to leave Ode to Joy for the moment. We'll be coming back and revisiting that piece later on when we take a deeper look at developing and expanding our arrangements. Our next stage will be to further develop and build resources. We've so far worked on what we call the first string set. That means strings 1, 2, 3 and 4. We'll be taking some of the harmonic ideas that we've played on the first 4 strings, we'll be taking them over to the lower string sets. And this is important because it'll add a new dimension to your guitar playing. It'll give your arrangements a rich quality that a lot of players don't have in their playing. And of course, we'll be studying more tunes and applying the material that we've been working on so far. As always, I hope you've got something of value out of this session. Don't forget, if you've got any questions or comments, to pop them in the comments section below the video. And don't forget to subscribe so you'll be notified just as soon as our latest videos are available. Bye for now.